Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So got the fire here, toasting up my buns. Woo, feels good. I feel like this winter, at least where I am, has been extremely cold. And now that I think of it, it's not even winter yet. Like, we're not officially in winter. We're still kind of officially in fall or autumn. And I feel like it's already freezing. So, and people are coming in and complaining about no power, dead strings, dead balls. Like everything's going wrong right now. Everything's feeling hard and solid. Well, let me give you some great advice as to how to overcome this and tell you what exactly is going on. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So everybody's been walking in lately, in the last month especially, because it's been such a cold November and December. And they're bringing me their rackets saying, the ball's not going anywhere. Like, these strings are dead. And I'm like, when did you string it? Like, maybe a couple of weeks to a month ago. And I'm like, let me see that. So I do my thing on it and touch it and feel it. And I'm like, nah, these strings seem fine. He's like, but the ball's not going anywhere. I'm like, are you using old balls? I'm like, no. I don't understand what's going on. And then I was like, let's look out the door. I don't really see a whole lot of sun out there. They're like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, it's probably like 50 degrees out there when you play in the early morning. They're like, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, well, your strings are probably nice and hard since you either left them in the trunk or have them somewhere cold in the garage. So your racket is nice and frozen. Your strings are nice and frozen. So you're probably nice and frozen. So that's why the ball doesn't go anywhere. So we got to somehow kind of warm everything up a little bit before the strings get a little springier. The racket kind of comes to life a little bit. The first thing that I would probably like for everybody to do is to open up a fresh can of balls and probably try to keep the balls, the racket, and the strings kind of at a room temperature. So, and if you really can't do that, bring the balls that's in your bag with your racket, and when you put it in your car in the morning, turn up that heater. Turn up that heater in your car. While you're toasting up, let your racket, your strings, and your balls toast up too. You warm those up a little bit on your drive to the court. Okay? That'll definitely help things a lot. Now, while you're sitting in there too, obviously put on your butt warmer if you have one, because that'll keep, it'll warm up your back, it'll warm up your tailbone, hopefully the shoulders, right? To get you kind of going. So basically what's really happening is everything is stiffening up in the cold. You have to, loosen up. It's kind of the total opposite of what's going on in the summer. When it's nice and hot out, let's say if it's 80, 90, 100 degrees, you're nice and loose, right? The ball's nice and soft, nice and not dead, nice and lively, right? Because that's the opposite. The balls are flying when it's hot and it's dead when it's cold. So just kind of keep aware of that. New balls, warm up those strings. If for any reason you are walking to the court, right? If you live nearby a court, well, jog to the court, right? Put your bag on, do a nice little brisk jog to the court. That'll warm up your body. It's not going to help your rackets or string any, but we'll have to play that one when you get to the court, when you start warming up. So warm up nice and slow, okay? When you get there, if you drove, jog around the court 6 times, okay? With the bag on, okay? And then stretch for 5 minutes while you're, maybe you have some gloves on, have a hat on, okay? Just to keep your body warm. So just take 10 minutes, guys. Take 10 minutes. Jog around the court 6 times. Stretch for 5 minutes. That only takes 10 minutes. That'll help you a lot. And then kind of break in the balls a little bit after you crack them open. All right, so do those little things, and I will bet your tennis in the winter for all you diehards will be a lot better. Okay? Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.